What's a man gotta do to get that kind of attention from you?
It's hard to say exactly, but you seem to be doing fine.
Well, great. Though truth is, it ain't me that wants you.
Oh?
No, Miss Jacqueline Natla does, from Natla Technologies. You know, creator of all things bright and beautiful.
Seal it, Larson.
Ma'am.
Feast your eyes on this, Lara.
How's it going, ladies and gents? RJ here again, and welcome to the first episode in a brand new series called Zone of the Elders. This is where we take a look at two games in a gaming franchise or series that spans at least a decade or so we can take a look at how things have changed for both the series in question and gaming in general. We won't necessarily be using the oldest and newest versions of the franchise, but just an early entry and a more recently released title. I'll be giving my personal opinion on which one I feel is better, and a few basic criteria, but as ever I'd love to hear your opinions on what you think about either of them. Now we start with a stone cold classic from the 90s, one of the original PlayStation's most revered titles, and a game that propelled the 3D action-adventure genre to the forefront of mainstream popularity. It is of course 1996's Tomb Raider. Sony's Grey Machine was already gaining widespread popularity since its launch over a year previous, thanks to titles like Wipeout and Crash Bandicoot. But when Eidos released Tomb Raider in October 1996, gaming got its first medium megastar, Lara Croft. The adventurer was appealing to both the male and female audience with her attitude and looks. And the adventure she embarks on in this title is one you can easily see Indiana Jones do in one of his movies. In search of three mysterious Scion artifacts across the world, set in locations such as Greek temples, Egyptian pyramids, and Atlantis, each level has distinct puzzles and traps to negotiate. The game is presented in third-person perspective, with Lara always visible, and the camera follows the action from behind or over her shoulder. This may sound unremarkable now, but in 1996 this was a huge draw, and it immersed the player even more into her adventure. You take control of Lara as she explores ancient tombs and swims through cave systems to secret rooms and passages. Each level has a series of switches that you need to activate, some of which require you to heave huge blocks around and, which is probably the most fun part of the game, execute daredevil leaps to grab onto some faraway platform, all the while trying to avoid falling to a grisly crumpled polygonal mess. The game proved to be a huge commercial and critical success for Sony, and propelled the character of Lara Croft to mainstream fame. Several sequels were made for the PlayStation and PlayStation 2, as well as movies starring Angelina Jolie in the early 2000s. But as the years rolled by, the quality of the games began to go noticeably downward. So when Square Enix published its intense and gritty reboot of the series in 2013, the majority of fans and critics alike rejoiced at a much-needed return to form. The sequel to that was announced in 2014 to be again developed by Crystal Dynamics, and this is where we are now with 2016's Rise of the Tomb Raider 20th Year Celebration Edition.
A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the door to the library.
This game follows Lara as she ventures into Siberia in search of the legendary city of Kitesh. while battling a paramilitary organisation that intends on beating her to the city's promise of immortality.
This will be one of the first things
Presented from a third-person perspective like the PlayStation original, the game primarily focuses on survival and combat, while the player may also explore its landscape and various optional tombs.
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
Unlike the original, the survival and crafting aspect the players have to focus on plays a major role in this game. You learn to use the environment to your advantage to stalk, track and take down enemies you encounter. Gathering resources is also important, as you need these to upgrade weaponry and equipment throughout the game.
There was something in Dad's research about this.
It was said the Prophet's tomb was hidden in the cliffs above one of the forgotten cities. Legend speaks of an oasis where the Prophet was laid to rest.
The in-game environment includes a day-night cycle and a weather system that both human and animal characters can react to. For example, to create a hardier winter coat, Lara must hunt a wolf which only comes out during a specific time of day and specific weather conditions. Platforming also makes a return, as mechanics like jumping forwards against a vertical wall and shimmying and jumping from ledge to ledge, as well as swinging on trapeze, make a return. Quick-time events and dodging also return to avoid deadly traps in the game and perform finishing attacks and counters. This game and a 2013 reboot were the first games I had played in the series since the PlayStation 1 days, and they immediately brought back the joy of exploring ancient ruins, temples, settlements, and of course tombs. Crystal Dynamics have understood that fans of the series want to be able to feel like they're exploring areas that have been untouched for centuries, and in taking inspiration from the likes of the Uncharted series, they have a story and characters that make you want to progress through it that bit further each time you pick up a pad.
Oh no, they're already here. Got to get inside.
The 20th Anniversary Edition also has many bonus features included, one of which is called Blood Ties. This sees Lara explore Croft Manor looking for clues about who is the rightful owner. And this is a nice callback to the original and its sequel, where players could explore the manor, practice in the gymnasium and the pool, and of course lock the butler in the walk-in freezer, which, admit it, we all did. Obviously, the graphics have come a long way since their debut, but the premise and focus on combat and exploration are still to the forefront of the Tomb Raider series. There may not be a T-Rex in it, but in my personal opinion, Rise of the Tomb Raider is the best craft adventure yet. The more things change, the more they stay the same is what they say, and I think that applies here. Let me know what you guys think. Are you a fan of the Tomb Raider series? Have you been playing since the PlayStation days? What is your favourite Tomb Raider game? Let me know in the comments, and if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe, it'll help me out a lot, guys. Until the next time in Zone of the Elders, I'll see you guys soon. Take care.